Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Nina.
And I'm Matt.
Yes, and today we're talking about a magical time at Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs. And this is part 1.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So Tokyo DisneySea. So that's one of the many Disney theme parks around the world. And you know what? I've actually been to 2 of them.
Really?
Yeah, so
I know there's Disneyland and Disney World, right?
those are the 2 that I've been to. Those are the 2 that are in the United States.
Okay.
So when I was in elementary school, I went with my family one time to California, and we went to Disneyland. And then a few years later, while I was still in elementary school, we went to Florida and went to Disney World, which is even bigger and more impressive than Disneyland.
I am so jealous because I had always wanted to go to Disney or Disney World, Disneyland when I was a kid. And my father promised me that when I'm 18, he would take me. And he never did.
Okay.
So I only went to Disney for the first time last year.
Okay, and which Disney park did you go to?
I actually went to Tokyo DisneySea.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So that's great because we're talking about that today.
All right. Yeah,
So,
I'm very excited.
yeah, we're going to find out more about, I think, Tokyo DisneySea and the Fantasy Springs when we come back after this.
Sounds good.
Chip and Gail are at Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs.
My dream came true. We're actually here at Fantasy Springs in person.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. So, what's at the top of your list of things to do?
You know me. I want to be treated like a queen.
Hello, everyone. Today we are looking at part 1 of our article, A Magical Time at Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs.
Ooh, fun.
So it's going to be a magical time. So magical is an adjective meaning, related to magic, but when we use it to describe something, we mean special or exciting in a way that makes it different or better than other things. So it's so special that it's like magic. It's magical.
Oh, yes, indeed. And we're talking about Fantasy Springs. Fantasy is a noun, and it's make-believe stories with magic and imaginary creatures. Not necessarily creatures, but anything that's imaginary, right? Something that's not real, but usually something that you want.
Yeah, that's right. So there's like a whole category of books and movies, which would be called fantasy movies.
Yes.
that have these kinds of characters.
Yeah, so for example, Harry Potter is a famous fantasy book about a young wizard. Yes, fantasy.
All right, and we are talking about Fantasy Springs. So this word spring has a few different meanings, but in this case, we are talking about a spring as in when water is pushed up from the ground and comes out of the ground. You may have heard of a hot spring. So a hot spring is when hot water is pushed out of the ground, but there's also cold springs, and spring water is what comes from under the ground.
Yeah. So now we're going to be looking at a story with Chip and Gail. So Chip and Gail are at Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs.
Okay.
So I guess you'll be Chip?
I can be Chip and you can be Gail. Now, these names, Chip and Gail, I think they're funny names.
Yeah.
Because I think they're trying to make it sound like the Disney characters, Chip and Dale, who are the 2 chipmunks who are always causing trouble together.
Yeah, that's really cute. Okay, so Gail says, my dream came true. We're actually here at Fantasy Springs in person. Okay, so Gail has been wanting to go there for a long time, right? So her dream came true.
That's right. So she's been dreaming about it. She's been really wanting to go there. And when your dream comes true, It would make you very happy usually when your dream has come true.
Exactly.
Chip says, yeah, I can't believe it either. So, what's at the top of your list of things to do?
Okay, so usually at Disney World or Disneyland, there's so many things to see and do, right?
Yeah.
What are the first few things that come to your mind?
Well, there's the great rides, and you usually want to choose like which rides you want to go on. And then there's things like they have parades and things like that at these Disney parks. So you don't want to miss them. So you have to make sure you've got a schedule so that you can see all of the things that you want to see.
That is super fun, as well as all these shops and themed restaurants too, right? Yeah. So Gail continues, you know me. I want to be treated like a queen.
Ooh, okay.
Me too. Every girl wants to be treated like a queen. So a queen is a woman ruler, often wearing a crown. So opposite to that is a king, right? Okay, so for example, the queen waved to the crowd from her royal carriage.
Okay, so I think, when you think of these Disney parks, one thing that comes to mind for me is those Disney castles.
Yes, indeed.
So I think that when she says, I want to be treated like a queen, it's because she's in this magical place with castles, and it just feels like a place where you can be a queen.
Oh yeah, that sounds like fun.
Well, that's an interesting start to our dialogue, but we're going to see what happens to them next when we come back after the break.
Okay, our first area will be Frozen Kingdom.
Fantastic. Can we go on Anna and Elsa's Frozen journey before anything else?
Of course, your wish is my command.
That's so silly, but also very generous of you.
Thanks. I aim to please, my lady.
Welcome back, everyone. So before the break, we learned that Chip and Gail were at Fantasy Springs in Tokyo DisneySea, right? So they were very excited, and Gail was wondering, Chip was wondering what they should do first, and Gail wanted to be treated like a queen. So we can probably guess where they're going to first, right?
Okay, well, I'm not too sure, but let's see what Chip says.
Okay.
Chip says, okay, our first area will be Frozen Kingdom.
Or Queendom.
Right. So Frozen, the movie Frozen, very famous, Anna and Elsa.
Yeah.
And Kingdom meaning a place that is ruled by a king or queen.
Yeah.
So Frozen Kingdom is the place for her to go if Gail wants to be treated like a queen.
Sounds about right. So Gail says, fantastic. Can we go on Anna and Elsa's Frozen journey before anything else? Okay, so in Disneyland or DisneySea, usually there are different rides or different activities in each area. So they're going to the kingdom, but she wants to do Anna and Elsa's Frozen journey first. So I wonder what kind of experience that might be.
Yeah, and she said, I want to go on Anna and Elsa's Frozen journey. So in English, when we talk about rides, we say you go on a ride or you ride a ride. You could ride Anna and Elsa's Frozen journey too.
Yeah.
But we don't say you play a ride.
Yeah.
So you go on the ride.
Okay.
So Chip says, of course. Your wish is my command.
Now that's the way to go, Chip.
Right, so that's something you might say to a queen.
Yeah.
And when you say your command, a command is something that you are told to do and you have no choice but to do it. You cannot say no. It is a command. You must do that thing. So when he says your wish is my command, he means that anything that she wants, he will make sure that it happens. He will be certain to do that thing.
What a gentleman. And Gail says, that's so silly, but also very generous of you.
Okay.
So she is actually very happy, right? She's saying, oh, that's silly. Silly is an adjective. It means funny or not serious. But at the same time, she's also very happy about it, right? So, for example, you could say, the clown's silly hat made everyone laugh at the circus.
And she's saying Chip is being silly because your wish is my command. This kind of statement is really something that someone who is serving a king or queen might say to them. It's not something you would usually say to your friends, so it's a bit silly.
Yes.
Okay, and she says he's being very generous. Generous means willing to give a lot of something or willing to help a lot, help others, give things to others, give your time to others. In this case, he's trying to let her have a great experience at DisneySea, so he's being very generous by treating her like a queen.
Nice. Okay, and Chip says...
Chip responds to her by saying, thanks. I aim to please my lady. So again, Chip is continuing to be very silly by saying, I aim to please my lady, which is another thing that someone might say when they're talking to someone royal like a queen.
So when they say please someone as a verb, it means to make them happy, right? So he aims, he wants to make her happy.
Right, and he calls her my lady because she's a queen now.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, so it's great. I think they've had a great start to their experience here at DisneySea, and we're gonna have to find out what happens next when we come back and see them again in part 2.
All right, well, we'll see you next time.
Chip and Gail are at Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs.
My dream came true. We're actually here at Fantasy Springs in person.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. So, what's at the top of your list of things to do?
You know me. I want to be treated like a queen.
Okay, our first area will be Frozen Kingdom.
Fantastic. Can we go on Anna and Elsa's Frozen journey before anything else?
Of course, your wish is my command.
That's so silly, but also very generous of you.
Thanks. I aim to please, my lady.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 spring 名词泉水。We drank from the spring during our hike. 我们在徒步旅行中喝了泉水。下一个单字 queen 名词女王皇后。The queen smiled and greeted everyone in the room. 女王微笑着向屋子里的每个人打招呼。下一个单字command 名词命令。The coach gave a command to the players. 教练向选手们下达了一个命令。最后一个单字 silly 形容词愚蠢的傻的。It was silly of me to forget my keys at home. 我把钥匙忘在家里，真是愚蠢。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 come true 成真，用来形容以希望或梦想的方式实现。常用的句型是 something comes true。我们来看看这个例句。Teddy's dream of becoming a pilot finally came true. Teddy 成为飞行员的梦想终于成真了。Pilot 指的是飞行员。下一个文法 in person 亲自当面，这是一个固定用法，注意 person 之前不加冠词。我们来看看这个例句。Tracy wanted to invite Kevin to the party in person. Tracy 想亲自邀请 Kevin 参加派对。最后一个文法 be treated like 加名词，受怎样的待遇。Treat 指的是对待。我们来看看这个例句。Ellen was treated like a princess in her family. Ellen 在家里受到公主般的待遇。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，回去记得复习哦。我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Here's how to play. The host will be holding 3 cards. Each card will have 2 sentences containing a secret vocabulary word or phrase that has been replaced by the word bear. The host will read the sentences out loud for the contestants to guess. Whoever guesses first gets a point. The person with the most points wins. And you can play along too.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen.
I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Matt.
Today we're playing Guess the Bear, so let's get started. All right, this is a noun. Number 1, please leave me alone. I don't want any bear. Number 2, Ronnie got into bear with the teacher for playing a prank on her.
Trouble?
Okay, Matt.
Yeah,
you almost, but Matt, point 1 for Matt. So number 1, please leave me alone. I don't want any trouble. Number 2, Ronnie got into trouble with the teacher for playing a prank on her. All right, number 2. This is also a noun. For the first one, Nate kept a small garden on his bear. Number 2, the old man looked down at the street from his bear.
Balcony?
Good job, Matt. All right, it's okay. It's okay. We can still get the last one. Number 1, Nate kept a small garden on his balcony. And number 2, the old man looked down at the street from his balcony. The first one I think threw you off, right?
Makes sense.
Okay, this is a phrase, 2 words. Number 1, Frank's theory is bear, nothing but rumors. Number 2, this movie is Bear, a true story.
Based on.
Good job, Caroline. Okay, number 1, Frank's theory is based on nothing but rumors. And number 2, this movie is based on a true story. All right, well, he got 2 points, you got 1, but I think you got the one that was hard.
I agree she got the hardest one.
Yeah, so
It was 2 words.
Let's call it
It was
even.
2 words.